If you're watching this, you're thinking ahead about your family's future. But let's get real. We're about to shatter the myths about life insurance, savings, and funeral costs. Maybe you think life insurance has you covered, your savings will be enough, or you can just sell your home. Maybe you believe your kids will step in. But here's the hard truth. Your family could still be left in a financial mess when you pass. This isn't some distant what if. We're talking about real consequences, delays, debt, and loved ones scrambling for funds. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could change everything. I already have insurance. I don't need final expense. This is the #1 myth I hear, and I get it. If you already have life insurance, why would you need final expense coverage? Here's why. Most life insurance policies do not work the way you think they do when it comes to covering funeral costs. And if you don't have a plan specifically designed for final expenses, your family is still at risk of being left with a financial burden. Let's break this down. Does your policy pay out immediately? Most don't. Here's the reality most people don't realize. Traditional life insurance takes 30 to 60 days to pay out, and sometimes even longer. Many policies go through claims investigations, paperwork delays, or disputes. If there was a loan against the policy, the payout may be reduced or even wiped out. If the policyholder had a term life policy, it may have expired or lapsed without them realizing it. Now ask yourself this: can your family wait 60 days to bury you? What will they do in the meantime? Who will cover the $10,000 funeral bill while they're waiting on the insurance company? Funeral homes don't wait. They demand payment upfront. That means your family will have to put it on a credit card, take out a personal loan, borrow from family or friends, or crowdfund with a GoFundMe. Final expense insurance solves this problem. It's designed to pay out in 24 to 48 hours, not weeks or months. That means your family has the money immediately, so they don't have to stress, borrow, or struggle. Many people think they're making things easier by assigning their life insurance policy to the funeral home. But here's what really happens. The moment you assign your policy, your family no longer controls the money. Funeral homes charge the highest possible costs because they know they have access to your entire policy amount. If there's any money left over, it must go through probate before your family sees a dime, which can take months or even years. Bottom line, funeral homes are businesses. They don't care about your family's financial well-being. They care about getting as much money as possible. With final expense insurance, the money goes directly to your family, not the funeral home. Your family stays in control and decides how the money is used. If there's any extra money, your loved ones get it immediately. Many people don't realize that term life insurance only covers you for a set period of time, and most policies expire before you pass away. If your policy expires at age 70 or 80 and you live beyond that, you have no coverage. Some policies require medical requalification, meaning if your health has declined, you may no longer qualify. Even if you're covered, term life insurance doesn't pay for funeral costs quickly. Check your policy today. Is it term or whole life? Is it still active? Does it pay out immediately? If you don't know, then your family could be in for a rude awakening when they try to file a claim. Final expense insurance is a permanent solution that never expires. It guarantees that no matter what happens, your family will have money to cover your final costs. Some believe savings will cover funeral expenses, but that's a risky gamble that can leave your family in financial ruin. Here's why. Medical bills can wipe out your savings. 80% of people face a major illness before passing. Medical bills, hospital stays, and long-term care can drain tens, if not hundreds, of thousands of dollars. Even Medicare doesn't cover everything, and nursing homes cost $8,000 to $10,000 per month. Will there be anything left for your funeral? Secondly, you may be forced to spend down savings. To qualify for Medicaid, you must spend nearly everything, often leaving just $2,000 in assets. By the time Medicaid steps in, there's nothing left for funeral costs. Third, your family may not have immediate access to your money. Funeral costs average $8,000 to $12,000, but savings aren't always accessible. Bank accounts can be frozen after death. Probate can take months or years. Creditors can claim funds before your family gets them. This leaves your loved ones scrambling, draining their own savings, maxing out credit cards, or even begging for help on GoFundMe. The hard truth: Good intentions aren't enough, savings can disappear, but this protection is guaranteed. Don't wait until it's too late. Act now, because your family deserves security, not uncertainty. The third myth is that your home will cover your funeral. Really? Because here's what actually happens when families try to use a home to cover funeral costs. Selling a home takes time, but the funeral bill is due immediately. Market conditions change. What if your home doesn't sell for what your family expects? Probate can tie up the home for months or even years. Until that's settled, your family can't touch a dime. If you use Medicaid before you pass, the state can seize your home to recover medical costs. Your family may not even own it by the time they need it. The fourth myth is that your son or daughter will take care of it. I understand. You raised them, they love you, and they want to help. But here's what that really means for them. Your son or daughter will need $8,000 to $12,000 in cash immediately. If they don't have it, they'll have to borrow, go into debt, or make sacrifices in their own life. They'll be grieving, stressed, and scrambling to figure out how to pay. Would you rather your child spend your final days with you, creating memories, or worrying about how they're going to afford to bury you? Your children should be left with love and memories, not financial hardship. If you're like most seniors, you're on a fixed income. We get it. Things might be a little tight, and every dollar counts. But let's be honest, this isn't just another bill. This is an investment in your family's future. You wouldn't leave your home unprotected without insurance. You wouldn't leave your car uninsured. So why would you leave your final expenses, one of life's biggest financial burdens, uncovered? Because here's the truth. This is an investment you can't afford not to make. When you die, your family will have two options. Either there's a plan in place, or they're scrambling to come up with thousands of dollars in the middle of their grief. And let me tell you, waiting only makes it harder and more expensive. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine we took 100 people, just like you. Same age, same stage in life, and lined them up in your living room right now. Now, let's say you're in your 60s. By this time tomorrow, 62 of them would be dead. Let that sink in. 62 out of 100. Gone. Just like that. And if you're in your 70s, 85 of those 100 will be dead. That's almost 9 out of every 10 people who won't wake up tomorrow. Now, maybe you're thinking, that won't be me. And I hope you're right. But here's the real question. What if it is? When you die, your family will have two options. Either there's a plan in place, or they're scrambling to come up with thousands of dollars in the middle of their grief. And let me tell you, waiting only makes it harder and more expensive. Now that you know the truth, ask yourself this. If you died tonight, would your family be prepared? Would they have to scramble for money, wait on an insurance payout, sell assets, borrow from friends? Or would they have the peace of mind knowing that everything was already taken care of? This isn't just about a policy. It's about responsibility. It's about love. It's about leaving behind a legacy of protection, not a financial nightmare. So, don't let another day or another minute pass while your family's future hangs in the balance. You have the chance right now to make a decision that leaves your loved ones in a better position, free from debt, free from stress, free from worry. Because here's the truth. The decisions we make in life are remembered in death. What will your legacy be? One of struggle or one of love? Make the decision today to protect your family. Not tomorrow, not someday. Right now. Because once it's too late, there are no do-overs.